Hello, everybody. We are live from the archive. Gene Jackson, along with my my crew here. We got the whole gang in the house here. This is fun. We haven't done this in a while. We've got
Absolutely.
over in the top left over there. We've got Rob Helt, and then we've got his tag team partner, the other half of the Texas bunch. We've got Mr. Scotty Wentz, and of course, in the bottom corner, my tag team partner on the ECW podcast. There he is, Brandon Wonderful. Guys, how are we doing this evening?
Hey, man, I don't know about y'all, but while y'all are saying how you're doing, I got to tell you something. It was 108 degrees in Texas. I'm outside. It's hot right now, so y'all going to have to excuse me for just a minute. Y'all do your thing, and I'm going to pay homage to the Moondogs.
All right, here we go.
He's going to pull the par neighbors and take his shirt off, ain't he?
Oh, God.
Oh, Lord, here we
See,
go.
when it says pay homage to the Moondogs, you're not really sure. I mean, that could mean coming up out of the pool. That could also mean just striking random people with chairs. Luckily, his wife's not home, so she doesn't have to worry about
there it is.
random chair shots. There, here we go.
Tits
Oh,
out for
Lord.
Harambe.
Brian
Say
Trammell's
Harambe.
going to outdo this, I'm sure. Sunday morning, or Saturday morning rather, for Power Pro, he's probably going to come up out of an above ground pool with no shirt. There he goes. I'm doing his Bo Derek impression. I'm not going to act like I knew that off the top of my head. Scotty reminded me of that. I had to ask before the show, like, hey, what's that movie where the blonde chick comes up out of the water? And he's like, 10. Or I think Rob knew the movie and you knew the actress, whatever. But
Right. Well, let's just
Yeah,
hope
that
he don't shock himself.
That was definitely no Phoebe Cates moment.
Oh, Lord.
Ugh.
well, there you go. That was worth the price of admission right there. He's muted and he's talking and he doesn't know that we're not hearing any of that. He's got to put his ear pods back in. It's a whole thing going on here.
It's a
This is
whole
very
production.
exciting. I know you're all very happy you tuned in live for this.
I had to put my little gimmicks in there. That felt good. I needed to do it. It was very important because it's hot and I needed to get cooled off. Scotty, how in the hell are you?
I am doing okay. Speaking of what you just did, I just went to the pool a couple hours ago. So it's about the same temperature, but it's not the humidity. It's just dry heat. So I'm okay with it.
Well, my oven is dry
would
heat,
not
but
be
I don't hang out in there.
I feel for you, Brandon. I know that heat index is like
Oh, it's awful.
swamp cooler.
Luckily, I'm in
Brandon-
an air-conditioned shop, so
Brandon's in Jones, Vegas, Arkansas. And
Jonesboro, Arkansas. Sorry.
dude, I did not know that was you doing that. I literally looked around to see if BT was in the backstage area because I'm like, your mouth wasn't moving. That's like when you do the Corey Macklin pull up your shirt shit. That goddamn, I didn't know who was doing that.
yeah, for real.
I'll have to
looked
get a
like
shirt
it.
with
I didn't
BT's
know where it was
face on
going.
it now that I can switch between BT and Corey Mack.
All right, Gino, it's your
Just
your
pop
show,
up
brother,
anywhere.
and I know you got an agenda. Take it, brother.
Yeah, we got some things to talk about. Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you.
Scotty, you're
to-
fired. Scotty, you're fired. That's why we brought you here. Scotty, you're done. You're out. See ya.
You're fired. Thanks to Scotty for sitting in on Power Pro last week. Thanks to Brandon for filling in on the USWA show. Thanks to BT for sliding into the host chair and both of those shows. And thanks to Rob for delivering Arc of an Angle live on Friday night. My God, you somehow managed to wrangle BT up on a Friday night. I don't even want to know how you did
Man,
that.
that was cool.
We had no idea that he was coming in, and he just kind of showed up, and it was like, dude, this is well past your bedtime.
Yeah, he must have. Yeah, he must have had to take some no-dos or something to make that happen, or
Yeah.
snorted some caffeine. I don't know, but anyway, miracles never cease. So that was cool. So just thank you guys for making everything happen while I was away last week. That was very cool of everyone. I watched the shows as I edited them and put them up, and they were all very good. Everybody did an excellent job. Not that I ever had any doubt, but just good stuff.
I'll tell you what, though, your Randy Hales, Dancing Randy, really popped Scotty and I to the point that, I mean, because we didn't know that was coming. We had not seen any of the clips. All we knew was producer Smokey had put together whatever. And so we're watching it. And I mean, Scotty and I are dying. And then you had to be an asshole and put in that damn girls, I like girls or whatever, damn girls in wrestling or whatever on that
Wrestling
son of a
with
bitch.
Girls by Jerry Lawler.
And then Scotty comes back, and all Scotty could say when we come back from that segment is Scotty looks up and he goes, "Was that Jerry Lawler?"
I mean, it was auto-tuned 30 years early, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's
Right.
wild is when you watch the video, you're like, I'm looking at Jerry Lawler, but that doesn't sound like Jerry Lawler. But yeah, for anybody who doesn't know what Rob's referring to, if you didn't watch Power Pro last Saturday, well, first of all, shame on you. But let's take a quick look at what he's referring to.
You're gonna
Randy
play it.
Hales, the
Here we go.
original Party Boy.
I'm in that awkward moment when the music stops. Dude, hey, Scotty and I were getting it to that shit on Saturday Live, buddy.
Hey,
That was fun.
Party Boy from Jackass has nothing on Randy Hales.
No
He's,
shit.
he was putting on a show for Miss Stacy Carter there. So bless her heart. That was quite the ordeal to go through, I must say. We got some comments we'll go to here in a minute, but before we do that, let's talk about a couple of things before we get lost in the comment section over here. Okay, here we go. Let me get this pulled up here. So some channel and network updates. First and foremost, I want to mention to everybody watching this. We're hoping to get the Continental and World Class shows back in gear very soon. We're going to be recording some episodes here in the next day or two. I know there's a few people who have reached out to me about the fact that Beyond Wrestling has been on a bit of a holding pattern recently. And the reason for that is one of the topics I wanted to discuss here tonight with you guys. So let's just get into that right now. So we've discussed this off the air and chats and things like that. And I had a long conversation with our friend Jimmy Street of Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling about this subject
Jimmy Street.
last week in Charlotte. And we'll get into Charlotte here in just a little bit, trust me. But I want everybody to understand something. Trying to schedule podcast interviews may very well be one of the most challenging, aggravating, and thankless jobs on the planet right now.
Yep.
And you know what? I don't even blame the guests. It's mostly
I don't either.
due to the overwhelming amount of bumbling, dipshit wannabe podcasters out there who are wasting people's time, booking guests they know nothing about, and they're seemingly incapable of having any sort of meaningful conversation with these folks. They just ask them to come on their show, and then they're like, it's like all these people are trying to unironically recreate the old Chris Farley show from Saturday Night Live. Like, hey, I remember when you were on WWF? I never worked
Brother.
on WWF. Oh yeah,
I
that'd
could
be
do it
cool.
if you want to. I could do it if you want to.
That'd
Yeah.
have been cool though if you'd have been in WWF. I would have been in WWF if Abby hadn't. Anyway, but not just him. There's tons of these people. I mean, at least that guy's paying people to put up with his tomfoolery.
Yeah.
But point being, there's so many bad podcasts and bad podcasters out there that most of these wrestlers have their guard up now, and either A, don't want to do podcast, or B, they want to charge something so that at least if you waste their time, they got something out of it. And it kind of shows, all right, well, if this person's going to pay me, at least maybe they're serious. And most of the time they're not. They're just a mark that's got some money. I'm not going to call anybody by name, but we all know a few of those. So here's the deal as far as I'm concerned as it pertains to interview podcast on this network moving forward. We will try to bring you interviews on as much of a regular schedule as we can. Personally, I refuse to just do random interviews with random ass people just for filler because, we need to do an interview. I haven't done one in a couple of weeks. So that being said, I will do interviews when the opportunity presents itself. But otherwise, I'm going to focus on doing shows like this Ozark Mountain deep dive that BT and I are doing right now. I'll do reviews of random wrestling shows that we would never do a whole series on for one reason or another. And I've got some special guest co-hosts lined up for some of those. And there's plenty of other topics that I can do deep dives on. And I feel we can make interesting shows in place of doing bi-weekly interviews if it's just going to be that hard to book interviews, because it really is. And it seems like the people who are willing to do interviews, they're all doing all the same podcasts. You know what I mean? Like, you'll see one guy that does 3 or 4 different podcasts in the same week. And I've had people that I've like Doug Masters. Doug Masters asked me to do an interview. Next thing you know, he's doing every goddamn podcast known to man. He's just pimping himself out on Facebook pages. Hey, here's my phone number. I'd like to do your podcast. I don't have a podcast. Well, would you start one? I want to do it. You know, it's like just fucking ridiculous.
Wow.
So, all right. So, Rob, I'm not going to tell you how to handle things. You can do, you know, you can handle that however you want to. I know that might be something you want to explore. I know me and you have talked a little bit about there's other topics that you can cover that would fall under the Beyond Wrestling umbrella. Yeah. I mean, I know like me and you're going to have upcoming special edition, the USWA, the lawsuit that killed wrestling's last territory, where, you know, I told a condensed version of that story on a bonus episode of Retro Wrestling months ago, but Rob has a ton of insight on the actual court cases that took place.
Right.
It can take us deeper into the legal aspects of that whole debacle. And I feel like it can be a very, very interesting show with his insight. And I feel like there's other things that me and him could team up on, maybe some other true crime related wrestling stories from over the years and other legal battles that he could really add a lot to. But again, that's his show. That's up to him. So I'll kind of let Rob speak on that now. You know what he thinks.
My whole thing is really simple, and that is, you know, you go into these with the best of intentions, but quality over quantity is going to win every time. And, you know, you definitely, making content is not easy. It's not something, you know, everybody out here thinks they can be a content creator. And I'll tell you right now, it's very, very difficult to do. It's very difficult to do it regularly and at a steady pace. A lot of what you see is just recycled stuff. Everybody recycles because you have to, because at some point you're going to run out of content. Beyond Wrestling and the vision with that, we've stuck to pretty well with the amount of shows we have that we've done so far. Those shows are quality shows with very quality people. And we do have some other ideas and some things that we can do with Beyond Wrestling. Now, World Class is a different story. World Class is 2 guys, one in the Central Time Zone, one in the Western Time Zone out in the Pacific. We're trying to coordinate schedules. We're trying to coordinate where we're going to go with this. And honestly, it's so brutally fucking hot outside that you want to be inside. But then when you do have to do stuff, it's mostly outside. And then you know, Scotty has things he's got going on during the day. And so we're going to get there. We're going to continue. I know other people are trying to do these watch alongs like we are. They're going week by week, and it's going to take them 5 years to get done with 1 year. So those types of things we're not doing, but it is very difficult to get everything lined up. Now, we are recording some stuff this week. We're getting into August, and I think summertime's so hard because, you know, for instance, next week, my grandson is here, and, you know, Pop is Pop when he's here. And I had him a couple weeks ago, and now I've got him for another week. And so podcasting is the last thing from my mind when I have him. And, you know, because he's 9 years old, pretty cool. And he's 1/3 of the Freebirds with Scotty and I.
Kids come first.
Pod birds. Now, on the other flip side of that, you know, I've invited people to come on. Sometimes it's hard with schedules, Gene. You know that. I mean, one person that I'm looking at bringing on Beyond Wrestling is a content creator himself, and his content is damn good. And he's busy doing that. He doesn't have so I'm going to wait on him. I've got, you know, I've talked to Derek King and some other people that we've talked about lining some stuff up, and I'm going to wait on them. Now, what I do have a problem with is, and let me say right now, I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant, and this shouldn't be held against Retro Wrestling Archive.club or Jackson Media Creations or anybody else. But I reached out to Missy Hyatt, and I told Missy that I was interested in interviewing her for Beyond Wrestling. I don't want Beyond Wrestling. We talk about, she's very into this Renaissance stuff, and I want to know about that, and I want to know what got her into history, and I want to know about her teenage years growing up, and what did she want to do. The same thing we always do on Beyond.
Yeah.
And I sent her a very nice message, explained to her that we've had everybody from Tommy Rich to Rip Rogers to Conrad Thompson on the show, and Mark Lawrence. And she replied back, said she'd love to do the show, and it'd cost me $125. Now, let me ask you a question. How in the blue fuck am I going to recoup $125 that I just paid you to talk about your life outside of wrestling? So basically what that means is if I sit down at a bar and you're sitting there next to me, I can't fucking talk to you without paying you. Look, I'm not paying you shit. You're not going to drive ratings one way or another. You're Missy Hyatt. Everything in wrestling has been talked about. You're not going to help our ratings one iota by coming on this show. All you're going to help is our fans that want to hear from, or Missy Hyatt fans that want to hear that different side. Who is Melissa Hyatt? Who is that person? Because that's her shoot last name.
Right.
Who is that person? I had another wrestler try to charge me $4,000 to come on for an hour. You've lost your fucking gourd. You didn't draw when you were working. And now you're going to say that you need $4,000? You didn't draw any of those fucking houses that you were on, kid. And so that to me, the paying for it, I like you said, Gene, I would rather do it with people who want to do it, who have a genuine love for the sport, or have a genuine love to say, hey, get to know me, the person behind. I would love to talk to Brian James. Are you kidding me? I would love to talk to Brian James.
Yeah.
But I want to know about him. I want to know about the addiction. I want to know how you got through it. I want to know how you got sober. I want to know about your being a Marine. He was a Marine. So was his daddy.
Yeah.
I want to know about that. I want to know about, I know your wife right now, man. She is into camping and glamping, and she's getting all over it right now. Tracy, tell me about that. How are you enjoying being home and getting to spend? That's what I want to talk about. Why do I need to pay you to have a conversation with you about you? That's arrogance at a level that I just can't get with. So Scotty and I, look, shows Continental. Continental's tough for Gene and I to do as we're getting through it, but we're getting there. We're going to record more shows this week. I have been super busy. And when I say super busy, I have been camping and four-wheeling and all of these things that I enjoy doing. But let me tell you guys, there's no longer going to be a missed show. There's no longer going to be a missed podcast, because coming into my house on Saturday, I bit the bullet. I bought Starlink. I'll be taking the 300 gig plan with me, which is enough to get through anything. That Starlink, I got to see it work live where I was camping. Unbelievable. I was 18 miles from civilization. No cell service. GPSs don't even work. But by God, that thing did. And I was able to get internet access. So high speed. And so I'm going to be able to do shows from the woods. Well, nobody cares about your background. Nobody cares where you're sitting or what you're doing, And so we're recording. We've got shows coming up tomorrow. Scotty and I are jumping back in this week. And we're also going to do some, you know what? I want to do some Beyond Wrestling. I want to talk to Brandon Wonderful. Where did he come? Who the fuck is this guy? Who is Brandon? How many kids does he have? What's his wife do? How did he come up? I want to talk about Scotty's military service, right? I want to talk about what he did. He served this country and deserves a debt of gratitude from all of us. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about what he did. He's not sitting there retired by choice. And so let's talk about that. What's it like living in San Diego versus coming from Paragould, Arkansas? It's a huge culture shock. So that's what we're trying to do. So that's it. And plus, I can only take so much as seeing Scotty on the screen, because he is so sexy that I can't take much more. You notice he doesn't wear the kabuki mask for me anymore.
Now you see my wife keeps you on a leash.
Yeah. That's it. I told him once, I said, bring out the GIMP. And that was it. We ended the kabuki mask.
I knew you didn't look like any stare I'd ever seen before.
Why don't you just use your quick Q word there, buddy? I almost said the damn word. Did you hear that shit, Brandon Wonderful?
You're trying to get canceled.
We're live, pal. We can't.
We're live.
Flip it after the fact, but whoever's watching it's going to see it. I mean, that's one of the things I was going to say tonight is look, between all the different shows that we personally put out and all the affiliate shows, we're putting out 3 podcasts a day, 7 days a week. So
do the math if you want.
Yeah, I think everybody can understand that. Okay, if there's not a this show or that show for a week or two, everybody's going to be okay.
That's why I get mad at you sometimes, Gene, to be honest with you. And I think Scotty and Brandon are both going to sit in this same boat with me. This is why we get a little bit frustrated with you. Sometimes you should have taken during the USWA show, you should have sat out. You should have either sat out or you should have not done a show that week. And I don't think anybody would have been mad because, brother, you were driving hundreds of miles up, hundreds of miles back, getting home at 3 a.m, having to edit something, getting a couple of hours sleep if you got any sleep at all, brother. And then you're putting out all your podcasts on top of that. I mean, dude, so I don't think anybody can bitch or can complain or can say, I know at Power Pro, we can't miss a week because we're going weekly with the show to the same exact dates as the show. So we can't miss a week, but we can certainly intermingle people. And I think you've put in so much time and you've given all of us that started as fans of yours and fans of BT and fans of Josh and fans of Richard. We started listening to this shit because of you. We got into this because of you, because you gave your time and you did your shit. So I think any subscribers to any of your channels can understand if you decide, you know what? We're going to take a week hiatus. We're going to take a 2-week hiatus. We're going to take a break. I think anybody could understand, Gene. I think the hardest critic you have about getting shit out is you. And you're putting out 21 a week, brother, and that's at the minimum.
21 to 24 hours a week. And besides, it's your fault. Everybody's got to hear our voice now.
That's exactly right. So fuck that guy.
Love you, buddy.
Well, I think we're to a point now, and that's the Richard Mulligan. There you go, buddy. Thank you. I think now that I have a team behind me that, and not to say that I didn't feel that way about Josh, Richard, BT, any of them, but I just mean, now that there's people who can step in and I know can carry the ball and all that, I just felt like there was a certain amount of time there that I had to establish consistency and, hey, this show's going to be here every week. All right, don't move on to something else. This is going to be here. And, just like the Power Pro show where Scotty sat in and the USWA show where Brandon sat in, those shows were just as good without me there as they would be with me there. And so
I wouldn't go that far.
I didn't bat an eye.
I wouldn't go that far.
I didn't feel bad last week when I wasn't on them, where in the past, I don't want to leave anybody hanging. And
I think content people want, Gene. They want your content. And the beautiful thing is Cornette said, how can they miss me if I don't go away?
Yeah. Yeah.
And people miss you when you're not on the show, brother. I'll tell you that right now. I miss you when you're not on your shows. I listen to your shows. I think all of us are faithful USWA guys. Is that right, Scotty? You're a faithful USWA guy.
I've listened to every episode from the start.
Thank you. And so, Gene, if you took a couple weeks off, I mean, look at Richard. Richard had to take breaks, man, and Richard had to step away from this because this shit will fuck you up mentally. And then turn around behind that, you've got all these things that you have to juggle with all these schedules and when things go out and when things don't. And that's what people don't really understand is the hours that you put in. A 1-hour episode, Gene, can take you a long time to edit and put together. And I don't think anybody understands. That's why you had such respect for Conrad Thompson. Yeah. That's why you had such respect for him and Cassio Kid. Cassio Kid. Yeah. And that's why, Gene, guess what? Find somebody out here that doesn't like Gene Jackson and bring them to me. I'll give you $10 Venmo right now that doesn't like you.
You can do it. You turn over enough stones, you can certainly do it.
I'm not interested in turning over stones. I'm saying go out here. So I think people are very willing to allow you to be you and allow us as a network to be us. And we didn't promise them anything because you know how much money we make on this? Zero, guys. Zero. Gene doesn't even make enough on Patreon to cover a subscription to Patreon if he had to be on Patreon. So it's not like anybody's making money here. We're doing this for the love of wrestling, and we're doing it for the love of the people who like to listen to us spew our bullshit. And this is where we get to do it. Jimmy Garvin is a free bird.
Yes, and more
Damn
on
right.
that.
In there?
More on that shortly.
I mean, Gene, people are coming up to you at the fucking gathering going, in there?
Yeah, people are coming up doing Corey Macklin. Yeah, we're going to talk about the gathering here in a minute. Before we get there, let's acknowledge some of these comments here. We've got Paul says the real Attitude Era was Southwest Championship Wrestling 84 to 86.
Oh,
All
dude, I'm not going to argue with that.
All right, yeah, that's good stuff.
No, Southwest. She's talking she or he. I'm sorry, Paula or Paul A. I don't know which, and I'm sorry,
Paul Artisan. I think is his
Artisan,
name.
yeah.
Paul Artisan. Okay, Paul. The real Attitude Era was Southwest. If you're talking about Joe Blanchard's Southwest, or is he talking about Southwest Sports?
No, he's talking about Southwest.
Talking about Joe Blanchard's. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
hit USA before WWF. Joe
Yeah,
Blanchard.
I agree 100%. The one where you could hear the Spanish guy over the top.
Yeah, because he's standing a foot away from the English announcer.
That
was such a wild way to do that. Yeah, man, Tully and Gino and the Grapplers, Eric Embry. Southwest is good stuff. And, there's at some point I wanted to cover that, but Ray Russell, bless his heart, I think that's one of the 10 million fucking promotions he's covering right now. So he's got that covered for the time being. So we'll let Ray do that. Paul also says, my Mount Rushmore of managers. Here we go. Grand Wizard, Paul Jones, Jonathan Boyd, and Skandar Akbar. Paul, that is a fun list, sir.
All right, hang on. All right, so Grand Wizard, I came in a little too young to watch Ernie's work. I had to watch it. Ernie Roth, right? I had to watch it on tape. Paul Jones, Paul Jones is pretty good, dude. I mean,
Paul Jones is slick level manager, man. Come on.
Paul Jones was able to give some levity to Shaska fucking Watley and all that bullshit that was going on, right?
Paul Jones, Jimmy Valiant for 5 freaking years.
Skandar Akbar, Paul, I'm with you 100%. We agree. Skandar is very, very top of my list. I absolutely loved Akbar. But let's talk about Gene and I don't know if these guys will remember Jonathan Boyd. When was he a manager other than for the Sheepherders?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that he was ever just straight up considered a manager per se, but he was always, kind of at ringside for the other Sheepherders if they were like.
He could talk.
I turned 49 this month. I've heard people have Grand Wizard on their list. Lord knows Skandar Akbar, yes. Even Paul Jones, rarely. But yeah, especially if you're a Mid-Atlantic fan, if you're based in that area. God damn, I've never in my life heard anybody profess to be a fan of Jonathan Boyd. So that's cool. I love that.
That's awesome, though. Yeah, because I didn't.
When people have a love for somebody who don't normally get that kind of love, I think that's awesome. I think that's one of the fun things about wrestling is that you can connect with some character that not everybody connects with, and you enjoy them, and that's cool. I don't ever knock anybody's list of anything. I'm like, that's stupid. No, absolutely not. That's tremendous. Richard Mulligan, favorite managers, Alexandra. He says Alexander York. I'm thinking he means Alexandra York.
Yeah.
Richard Lee. Not him.
Moondogs.
That guy, needy guy that come out with the Bushwhackers. You're talking about Jameson and Bobby.
Oh, Jameson.
What an illustrious list this is.
All right, Richard. Alexandra York. That's Terry, right?
Yes, Terry Runnels.
Okay. Absolutely. Richard Lee, Moondogs?
Yes, Richard Lee, the Moondogs.
No. Jameson, no.
Jameson, he ain't
I'm
no
a Richard Lee guy.
fan. You guys hear this shit?
Man.
Okay, hang on. And then Bobby Heenan, 150 million %.
Oh, yeah.
100,000,000%.
Autocorrect. Alexander York. I knew it did. I knew it. We knew you were
Richard, you should get a link and you should come in here sometime.
come
But go
on.
ahead, Gene. You've got an agenda. Go ahead. There's Joe Blanchard.
I'll clarify that is Joe Blanchard. Let's see here. Yeah, I blame the Moondogs matches for my mental breakdown.
I agree with that.
It was a lot of Moondogs last year, or 93 guys.
Yeah.
He's a lot.
Hey, that interview you did, I went back and listened to something out of the archive. You did an interview with, is his name Bubba White?
Yeah.
Moondog Splat?
Yeah.
That interview was fantastic with him.
He's a great guy.
Dude, fantastic. Speaking of Moondogs.
I got to sit down with him at the Kayfabe Cave and just hang out and talk for, unlike.
How much he charge you?
It didn't cost me anything because I'm friends with people. But yeah, it's that's one cool thing about the AK Fave. You hear me promote it on their shows. That is one thing he does there is you stand in line, but then you go into a little room and you have time to go. You take a picture with them. You can sit down and chat for a little bit. It's not just like herding you through there like cattle. And that's why I always promote all the Kayfabe Cave events coming up. He's one of our sponsors. They got Nikita Koloff coming up in August. He's a great guest. You should go check that out. But yeah, Bubba was there and I got to hang out with him. Just the nicest guy in the fucking world. He was Goliath teaming up with Big Bubba, Fred Ottman, back in '87. If you're watching that, along with BT and Steve Crawford, which if you aren't, you should be over on Patreon. That's a great show too.
Absolutely.
But let's see what's next on the agenda. We'll come back to the comments here in a minute. But let's talk about it. It's come up a couple of different times now. Let's talk about the gathering. So I used to go to at the time it wasn't called the Gathering. It was the NWA Legends Fan Fest. Greg Price was running it for years, and I would go. And then with work and different things, I haven't gone since, the last time I had been to Charlotte would have probably been 2013, 14, something like that. And so T-Mart was one of the vendors who brought guests to Greg's show, and then he took it over a few years back and started running it as a gathering. This is actually the 7th one. This would have been the 7th year he's done it. And T-Mart's great, and it's just gotten bigger and bigger every year. And man, this was the most people I've seen booked on it. It was the most people I'd seen there. It felt a lot like StarCast in Chicago when Conrad did that, where it's just so many people. So you're just running around from one meet and greet to the next. One guy that I got to meet there, who I'm friends with on Facebook, who found me through WrestleCopia, like a lot of people did, is named Billy Enochs. Enochs. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Billy, I don't know how he did it, but if you go on his Facebook, Billy literally, I think, did every single photo op and meet and greet that they had.
Wow.
He has a picture with I'm talking about from Road Dogg and Kane down to like David Isley and like Don Kernodle and all these people. Like it was like just everybody. I don't know. Like time wise, I don't know how he pulled that off, but he met literally everybody. And so it was quite an effort to get from place to place. And it was cool getting to go and get pictures of a lot of these guys I grew up watching and guys I haven't met yet and stuff like that. But it was also really cool. Like so many people, I guess I've achieved a level of notoriety or whatever you want to call it, where a lot of people would stop me and go, "You look familiar. Where do I know you from?"
I'm Memphis Monroe, motherfucker.
And quite a few people, it was from the podcast, either from WrestleCopia or from Retro Wrestling Archive. But I was surprised there was also a lot more people than I expected at a retro convention, more or less. Recognized me from EPW doing the play-by-play. So it was a fun little guessing game. The ones who stopped me and go, "Hey, where'd I know you from?" Podcast, EPW, and go through down the line and find which one. And then there was other people going, "Hey, Gene Jackson." And then there's that moment, where it's like, am I supposed to know them? Should I know? I'm an asshole right now. I don't know who this is. And then, like, "Hey, we're friends on Facebook. We've never met." And then I'd be like, "Oh, okay," and feel better. But man, there were some people that I sat and talked with for, an hour or more that listened to the podcast and talked about all the shows they enjoy and different things we've done. And there's a lot of people who put over Beyond Wrestling and talked about what a unique format it is, or, the line of questioning is different than anything else out there. And so it was really cool to get all this, feedback from people. I met Roman Gomez, who's another podcaster from WrestleCopia that I've never actually met. So we got to meet a cool guy named Terry Holbrooks. I spent a lot of time talking to him. Wes Moore, Gary Lynch, old friends like Shane Knowles, my buddy Bruiser, Jimmy Street was there, Mike Bradley from Canada, Danny Dollar, Bam Bam Bundy, all these guys. I got to hang out with my buddy Tommy Rich for a while on Friday morning, sat at his booth and talked to him and the guy that brought him in. So that was all really fun. And then, got to meet the Freebirds, which would have been cool anyway, but given all the hoopla, the Freebird hoopla that's been going on our network, made that especially fun.
Well, and he confirmed it, right?
Yeah. So here's how that went. So we find out where they're doing. So they had two different options. You could get professional photo ops where they took your picture in front of no, Richard, he did not. But he looked like he could have. And it was raining a lot when we got there. So draw your own conclusion there. They these professional photo ops where you could pay a lot more, let's just say, and they cost enough as it was, to take your picture. Like a photographer took your picture in front of this gray background, so it looked like, hey, I got my picture with me and goddamn Salvatore Sincere went to Olin Mills and got our picture taken together, which just feels weird.
He mentioned Olin Mills.
And then you got to go.
Grandma has that picture with the Olin Mills
gold writing. And then, of course, you have the one where you're looking straight, and then the one where you're looking
off to the side
into the distance there.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I would have loved to have had that one, like me and Parsons, where we're he's looking this way and I'm looking anyway. But I didn't get any of those, because then you got to go take the picture. Then you got to go wait for them to print the damn thing out. And then after they print it out, you just got to either turn around and take a picture with your cell phone or scan the damn thing, because most of the shit goes online. It's not, you know what I mean? So I didn't see the point. So me and Roman and a couple other guys like, hey, where's your own camera line for the Freebirds? And they're like, line up right here. So we line up there. We've been waiting in this line for over an hour while the professional photo op people are going through, and they're like, you're going to do the professional photo op with the Freebirds, then they're doing a professional photo op with Michael Hayes and the Hardy Boys, then they're going to do y'all's. After an hour, another guy comes around the corner and goes, guys, I'm so sorry, but I just found out they're not doing the Freebird own camera pictures in here. They're doing them. You got to go out the door to the right, down the hall to the left, then down another hall, and then it's down there. And me and Roman were fucking fit to be tied, because when we were number 3 and 4 in that line, we go down there, there's already a line of about 30 people.
Oh, no.
And we got to go to the end of that line. So we're not happy. And I'm on a time crunch now, because I've got to get through this line to be able to get there to get my picture with Miss Texas. And that's one of the main pictures I'm here for, besides the Freebirds. And I'm like, if I miss this fucking picture of Miss Texas, I'm going to be pissed. So getting the Freebird line. And the problem with this line too, the pro photo op line, you're just waiting for people to snap pictures. So they're snapping pictures, pushing them through. This line, they were taking pictures and they were doing autographs. Dude, there was people literally with wagons full of shit. They're getting autographed, chairs, and just stacks of those goddamn WWE encyclopedias and magazines and 8x10s. And the goddamn, like, for people like the Freebirds, like, the fucking autographs are like $50 and $60 a piece, and there's people laying a stack of shit down in front of them. I'm sitting there counting the 60. Holy shit.
Jesus.
And can you put this one too? Blah, blah, blah. And, so
put that in perspective, though, really, because a lot of people that listen to this shit could very well sit back and go, well, that's fucking weird. It's really not, because I want you to think about something. My vacation, dude, I'm going, let's say I'm going to the Virgin Islands. I'm going to spend, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 grand on vacation, what's the difference? That is their vacation. That is their, and I applaud those motherfuckers. I applaud those motherfuckers that have dedicated themselves to this business so much that they're willing to pay $60 for somebody's signature.
Well, when you're standing in line waiting to get your picture snapped real quick so you can run down the hall and get another one that you've already paid for, you're not applauding them motherfuckers. You're sitting there going,
oh, because they're holding you up with time.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a time thing, not a money thing.
I've got getting out. Miss Texas is going to be taking this picture at 11 a.m. and they're going to go with however many people's in line right there, and then she's out. So if there's only 6 people in this line and I'm in the Freebird line with 30 people and I don't get down there till 11:20, she's gone. That shit ain't happening. You're just done. Yeah. You're done. And you can go and trade in that ticket for another photo op with someone else, but you're not getting a picture with her or whomever the person may be. So I'm waiting in line for the Freebirds thing, and I'm like, all right, I'm not going to be able to go up there and have a whole last conversation about, hey, we were arguing about was Jimmy a Freebird and all this shit, because you're already waiting behind all the autograph people, and that takes how long it takes. But the picture people, they're pushing them through. So if I stop to have a conversation, now I'm the motherfucker. Plus, I ain't got time for that because I got to get out of here.
Right.
But the person in front of me had like 3 or 4 things for Jimmy to sign, and then 3 or 4 things for Michael to sign. And he actually had a couple of extra things of like gorgeous Jimmy Garvin pictures. And Michael got through with his first. And so I'm standing next in line. I've told the guy, he's like, what are you doing? I was like, just a photo op. I don't have shit to sign. I got autograph shit of theirs at home. He's like, great. So as they're waiting for Jimmy to finish, Michael Hayes looks up and I see he locks eyes with me. And I go, I don't even know what, I did not plan this. I don't even know what made me do it. But I throw my arms out like this. And I was like, Dad? And he goes like this. Garvin drops the marker. He's signing that picture. He goes, oh my God. Did he just call you Dad? That's the greatest thing I'm going to see today. And he's like, hey, don't do that, man. That ain't cool. That ain't cool. And so I'm coming around behind the table for the picture, and I was like, yeah, it always freaks wrestlers out when you do that. He goes, well, hell yeah, it does. And so now we've kind of engaged a little bit of a thing before I get the picture taken. And they're sitting in chairs, and you've got to squat down on one knee. My left knee currently does not bend. So that was fun, trying to get down. Well, the getting down wasn't the hard part. It was the getting back up. And as I'm trying to get up, Hayes like, damn, brother, you're more broke down than I am. I'd have stood up if I'd have known that. I was like, it's all good. I'll get up eventually. And I said, yeah, man. I was like, me and my buddies had a whole big argument here lately online with people about whether or not Jimmy's an actual Freebird. And I guess people probably thought I was faking like I was struggling to get up to have this conversation, but I'm legitimately just happy to have something to say to take away from the awkwardness that my 49-year-old ass is like an 80-year-old man trying to get up off the floor. And I was like arguing about whether or not Jimmy's an actual Freebird. I said, to the point that me and my buddy Brandon like started bringing in people online and doing polls and shit. And that was the result. Jimmy's a Freebird. Michael's, hey, if anybody ever questions Jimmy being a Freebird again, you tell them, A, they can kiss Jimmy's ass, and B, they can suck my dick. Jimmy is a Freebird, and don't forget it. And I was like, right on. And he hit me with the fucking knuckles. And I got the fuck out of there, and I went and got my picture with Miss Texas, and the day rocked on. But
hell yeah, man. So
it was cool. It was very, very cool. I got all the interactions, but I don't know what made me do that. I was go Dad in his face, and when Garvin popped for it, I was like, hey, I think I'll be able to ask these dudes whatever I want now. I'm in.
Hell yeah.
That was great.
You need to start carrying around a fake DNA test. Be like, hey, this is yours.
And have a process server with you.
Yeah. Just tell the guy behind me, hey, dude.
You've been served.
Yeah, say you've been served. And then I'll say, Dad, got some news. But yeah, they were really cool, and Miss Texas was great. I didn't get a chance to talk to her very often. I said, hey, I'm that guy that wrote that article about you a while back. Remember, I sent you online. She said, oh, that was great. I sent that to everybody. I love that. That was so good. I was like, I'd love to have you on the podcast sometime. She's like, I ain't really doing them right now, but
fat boy.
Yeah, like yeah, BT said, that's what I was thinking about. They were calling you fat boy. Like, well, fuck you, BT.
You know, she lives 8 miles from me.
That's crazy.
She lives
That's
8 miles from me. She told me the same thing.
Yeah.
I tried. I wanted to go beyond with her.
I don't
That's
know
one
what-
I wanted to go beyond with.
I don't know what happened between the time I
Easy
sent
now.
her that. Yeah, I realized what that sounded like. What happened between the time I sent her that article and she was like, "Yes, I'll definitely do your podcast." Check. I got a convention this weekend. Check back with me in a couple weeks. In 2 weeks, when I hit her back up, I'm no longer doing podcasts.
Know why? Because I guarantee you, she probably talked to Hannibal and he probably fucked it up and she's done.
Are your titties fake? Can I touch them?
Dude, she would be a wonderful guest. That sounded like Randy for a minute.
It did. So I guess quickly, I know people have seen these online, but if they haven't, we'll go ahead. So this is the Freebird picture I'm talking about.
There it is. Look at that. Look at
It is
that.
pretty good. Garvin's point.
And you know,
Yeah,
the
that's
quality, the quality of stuff now compared to back in the day when you did Polaroids too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What's crazy? Those people were paying all that money for those professional photos. They didn't look nearly as sharp as this picture I took with my phone. Look at that! Look at that fanny pack. You think there's some pills in that thing?
Probably some
Probably
coke
just
in that
that.
rig.
You can tell it's Shark Week because the TV back there. Has,
Yeah.
And what he's wearing, shit. What
I
the
know,
fuck?
right?
He's
It was
all
so
leathered
hot
up.
in that room. Oh my god! He's got a leather jacket on, leather pants, but perfect, right? I mean, what else would Michael Hayes be wearing but fucking
And blue
leather?
on top of that, like bright blue.
Absolutely tremendous. So there's our boy Jimmy Street.
Hell yeah.
We
There you
yeah,
go.
we got to talk a few different times, so that was fun. Another guy that was pretty cool, like you don't really get to meet here, and he had all his little symbols painted all over him. Hakushi was there.
Hakushi.
And
Yeah, I
so-
thought his name was like Hayabusa.
no, that was the guy that with the mask that broke his neck. Doing
Okay. Who was the guy that they used to say, indeed?
Funaki.
Funaki. Okay. right.
Now here's a guy that I never ever thought I would get a chance to meet, much less in the entire gimmick here. Jushin Thunder Liger. I was pretty psyched about this one. I remember being with my buddies, sitting at their house, watching him wrestle Pillman on Super Brawl 2, thinking that was going to be like, that's the craziest shit we'll ever see in our lives, boys, right there. And then, of course, now, that doesn't look like anything, crazier than you'd see on your average indie show at the Gadsden Mall down here on Saturday night. But back then, it was tip top,
How many wrestlers could fit in their suit 40 years later, though?
Yeah, no shit.
35, whatever it is.
So that mask he's got on right there, they had
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 different variations of that same style mask. And they had the hair. That's a wig attached to it right there.
Gotcha.
So Sonny Ono.
How do you
is-
know that that's really who that is? That's not one of the rats from the shows that we watch at the Sportatorium.
You don't, but we're gonna say. Sonny Ono was there, and if anybody's going to be honest, it's going to be Sonny fucking Ono, sir.
Sonny Ono.
Sonny Ono. So this guy's in front of me, and they got like 4 or 5 of those masks sitting on the table, and it says "Ring Used Jushin Thunder Liger Mask," and it had like written what show he wore it on and all this shit. And the guy in front of me is like, "Hey, Sonny, how much are those masks?" And I'm like, "Hold on to your hat, partner." And he's like, "This one's 2,400. This one's 1,800, 1,600, and one was like 3,600 or some shit." And the guy's like, "That one's 1,600?" And Sonny goes, "Yes." And I see the guy doing some figuring in his head. He leaves. I get my picture. I go out in the hallway, and right down the hallway, there's a fucking ATM.
He
I
banged
turned-
it.
Dude, he's there putting. I stopped and watched him. He put like 4 different cards in until he got $1,600 out and went and bought that mask. I was like,
Wow.
there's a single man right there. If he's not single now, he will be when he fucking gets home.
Is there a market for that?
Ring
There's a
Lord
resale
shit?
market.
Yeah, I mean it's
To
it's a pretty
extremely
big-
single people, there is. Yes.
Yeah.
And people who don't ride
That's
side
a
by
whole,
sides.
yeah, that's a whole nother level of
Oh,
people that have
shit.
never seen vaginas.
That's his art.
Keep them
here's-
coming, Gene.
Here's Bad Company. Your good friend
Oh,
Paul
wow.
Diamond there. He told me to tell you to go fuck yourself. And there's
Yep.
Pat Tanaka. We got the Powers
Pat
of Pain.
is rocking the mullet.
Yeah, look at that. He's hanging on for dear life. Everything he's got left is still on the back of his head because it has left the front, I'm afraid.
Powers of Pain. That's Barb, right?
Barbarian and a Warlord right there. Still big dudes. Very nice guys. Just incredibly nice. Dangerous Danny Davis, the heel referee. So I've now officially had my picture made with every Danny Davis in the business, be it Uncle Danny and Dangerous Danny and all the like. There is Miss Barbara Goodish, the wife of Bruiser Brody.
Bruiser Brody, yep.
That figure I've got in my hand right there, they are very, very hard to come by. They only made as many as they made, and if you didn't order it or pre-order it then, now they're about $300. She had one on that table, and I was like, "Is that for sale?" And she's like, "Oh yes, hon, I've only got the one. I'll take $50 for it." I'm like, "Sold."
Oh, damn.
And she's like, "I'll sign it for you if you like. I've never signed one, but I'll sign yours if you like." I'm like, "Sure, that'll make it a little more rare, I suppose." So, really nice lady, and I told her how much of a fan of her husband I was. And then there's Miss Dawn Marie from ECW. And we took that picture, and then she's like, "Oh, we need to take a good picture."
Just leave that picture on there. Go back one.
I was like, "Well, I don't know. Maybe the other one's the good one because
Yeah, that's a good one.
Obviously,
you didn't have to try very hard to put a smile out on that one, did you?
I'm trying to look as stoic as possible.
Where is Rose at this point?
She's in the room. Like we didn't even in the past when we would go, she would get a pass and she'd be in half the pictures and all that shit. But she had that knee surgery that she's still not recovered from. Like she's still having problems with her knee, and she's killing herself working and taking care of her dad. So she was like, "I'll go on this trip with you, but I don't want to do any of the wrestling shit. I just want to hang out in a hotel room. Like I may go down to the pool. It's like you go do all your wrestling shit, and then we'll go across to Boardwalk Billy's, and I'll have a couple of margaritas and some seafood, and you do your thing, and I'll be in the room." And that's what we did.
That's what my wife tells me about going out to the woods. She's like, "Get your ass gone now. Get
do what you do, and I'll do what I do, and it'll be good."
Yep. Yeah.
There's Nikita Koloff and Magnum TA, one of the great feuds of my childhood. So that was a cool picture that just kind of. I didn't even know that was even going to be a thing. I just walked up and they were doing it, and I was like, "Hell, I'll jump in here."
Yeah, hell yeah.
Scott Flash Norton from Over the Top and tag team with Buff Bagwell. And here's right before me and Rosie went out over to Boardwalk Billy's. And
there you go.
She had 2 margaritas and was shit house. Hugh Morris, Bill
Humorous.
General Erection.
General Hugh G. Erection, if you will. Great guy. This is super, super nice guy. There's Texas.
There she is.
God, she's little bitty.
She is. I was kind of surprised when I was towering over her. She seems bigger than that, but not really, I guess. But
I'm glad she beat you like she owned you.
I'm about to say, I still have no doubt she would have beat my ass like my name was Burt Prentice.
Oh,
it just puts into comparison how skinny that Brandon Baxter actually was when they were fighting each other, because she towered over him at that time.
Exactly.
Brandon's a small dude.
He's pretty jacked nowadays, though.
Yeah, he is. Like, I wish I had the picture of me and him from the Hall of Fame thing, but yeah, he's a lot bigger now than he was back then. I was not prepared for the Patriots to look this old because, we had just been seeing Curtis Thompson on USWA in 91. He was the mailman and all that shit. These dudes come walking in. I was like, who are these guys? No. I was like, oh shit, that's Todd Champion and Curtis. Like, that's Curtis Thompson with that beard right there. Like, wow. I could have passed
Champion.
Yeah, on the left. And that's the mailman on the right.
Who was in the New Breed? Sean Royal and
Chris Champion.
Chris Champion. Okay.
Who would
all right.
go on to wear a Ninja Turtle suit and get arrested.
Yeah, if you see him out somewhere, Rob, you better check your medication.
Yeah.
Okay.
He looks
all right.
He looks way worse than this. Todd Champion. I wasn't even going to get a picture with this dude, but then I walked up on him and he was 9 feet tall and the makeup looked pretty cool. So like, fuck it. I like Kiss. So I got a picture with the Kiss demon here, Dale Torborg.
That dude is tall.
He is tall, but he also had on those Gene Simmons platform shoes. They gave him like another foot, but like, look how much taller that dude is than me. That is unreal.
Yeah.
And then of course, the
Dress
coup
to
de
kill
grace,
suit there.
Zan Panzer of WCW Jobber fame, aka
Oh my lord.
Brad Anderson, son of Gene Anderson, there. So yeah,
In there?
that's all the ones I have preloaded here. But yeah, man, it was a good time, and like I
Did
told
you-
y'all, hopefully we can all do one of these things sometime.
Absolutely.
That'd be cool.
Did you get to did you learn anything while you were out there that you didn't know, or did you get any did anybody put you under the learning tree or anything? Like, don't they have those Q&As and all that kind of shit?
They do. I didn't make it to any of them. I could have got a ton of autographs because I had like all these autographs that come with my ticket that I had, but my fucking feet and legs hurt. I wasn't going to stand in line for 2 hours to get these autographs. I was like, fuck it. I'll just go back to the room and hang out with Rosie, and then
Shit, Brandon and I are gonna be able to charge $50 to fucking come even talk to us and shit. That's what we're gonna do, right, Brandon? We're gonna work ourselves up to where we can go make some goddamn money.
There you go. You can teach me, Scotty, how to do it.
Sounds like, yeah, Gene's the famous one.
I wouldn't say that, but I was.
You should have started.
surprised.
Next time somebody comes up to you, you need to charge for picture. Tell them, look, man, it's $5. No, I'm just
tell them you're not greedy. You just need it.
I'm just needy.
But it was cool. Like, there were a number of people who like came up and they were familiar with the USWA podcast, and they would ask me like Memphis questions and USWA shit. And like, I was walking by one time, and this guy grabbed me. He's like, hey, he knows. And they asked me like some Memphis related question. I was like, well, that's cool. Which
did you get to see anybody from Memphis there? Did you get to talk to anybody from all the Memphis stuff?
Reggie was walking around there. Talked to him some. There weren't a lot of Memphis guys there, really. Tommy, if you want to call it, I think.
Was Dutch there? Or?
No. Dutch ain't doing these. Dutch is in pretty poor health these days. He's not really leaving the house much, unfortunately. Johnny Rich, he was supposed to be there with Tommy, like wrecked his side by side a couple of days ahead of time.
Rolled it
down a ravine and wasn't able to be there because I was excited. I was like, I'm gonna get a picture with Tommy and Johnny fucking Rich. Like, we're gonna show this on the Continental podcast. It'll be amazing. And so we get there and we pull up there, and me and Rosie get all the suitcases and shit out. We take it inside. I told her, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go back down and go park the car, and I'll be back. So I go, and I had the car parked right in front of the driveway there because it was like I say, it was coming a fucking monsoon. As soon as we got into Charlotte, it starts coming just an absolute monsoon. And so I was under the awning there, and when I jumped in my car, this car behind me starts honking the horn. I'm like, Jesus, I'm moving. Calm down, asshole. And then I hear, Jay Jackson. I get out. It's fucking Tommy. Him and his wife are the car right directly behind me. Like,
that's awesome.
I thought you ignored me, man. I said, no, I was pissed off because I was in their way. So stood there and talked to him for a little bit. And I was like, he goes, man, Johnny ain't going to be here. And I said, what happened? And he told me, hey, he rolled his damn side by side down a ravine or something.
Did he get hurt?
He went to the hospital. I mean, I don't think he was seriously hurt, but like he went to the hospital and was there overnight. And it roughed him up. Which explained the phone call I got the day before. Doug had called me, can you believe this damn guy that's bringing Tommy in called me today, the day before, and asked me, did I want to come do the show? And he's like, no, it's a little late now. And so after I heard that, I told Rosie, I was like, that was the deal. That dude was trying to get him to replace Johnny, but he didn't want to mention it because he knew Doug would then know that he had him over a barrel and Mike could like ask for a higher price.
Because he would.
So the guy didn't tell him why he wanted him last minute. He just told him he wanted him last minute. So that was fun. But yeah, man, it was a good time. Like I say, October, that one of Barry Roses in October. Roman said it's a little more intimate as far as there's less fans there, so you get a little more interaction with folks. And I'm gonna have a booth down there. People will come in. What's that, Robot?
That's in Florida, right?
Yeah, Lutz, Florida, Lutz, Lutz, however you pronounce that, down by Tampa. So that should be fun. I know it's like so far they've announced Tommy's going to be down there, Tugboat and Coco Beware and Larry Zabisco. I forget who else they've announced so far. I'm sure there'll be a bunch more between now and then. There he is eating ribs.
When my wife is out of town, I smoke my ribs all day and I just let them rest. And I'm gonna.
This motherfucker has got in the swimming pool. Now he's eating ribs. You're a dick, Rob.
Hey man, I'm just here for the stories.
I'm over here looking like I'm held up in a Muslim camp or something.
You don't look like you've missed any fucking meals, my friend.
I definitely have not. Believe me.
What does the kids say? He's living his best life. Is that what they say nowadays? Richard says, I know you guys are going to talk about Brian. Just want to say, check out P3's interview and tribute show we did a few years back. Missed that.
Oh, yeah.
Still have him on my phone. Yes, we are going to talk about Brian in just a moment.
Brian
We love you too,
Christopher.
Richard.
I love you too, buddy.
You are one of our favorite people.
You're the man, buddy.
In all seriousness.
Speaking
Paul,
of Richard's podcast, I am 2 episodes away from finishing all of them being caught up.
you deserve like a plaque or a certificate. Like
Dude.
that is a lot of. I mean, I'm not saying that it's hard to get through. I'm just saying that's a lot. And I know when you started them, so you've been like.
It's a lot of content.
That is.
It's a lot of hours.
When John McHugh was a ring announcer, you knew something good was going to happen. I know that's that Southwest, right?
Yeah, Joe McHugh.
Sergeant Slaughter will always be Gomer, I guess.
I'm guessing Gomer.
Yeah. AEW awful every Wednesday. Yeah. Some guy I posted last night on YouTube that we were going to be doing this, and some guy came in the comments, tomorrow night's AEW. I'm like, man, okay. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Iceman King Parsons with a free bird. Oh Jesus, we didn't really even broach that. So we had
It
the
was a
argument of
blackbird.
Jimmy, and then we had the argument of whether or not Iceman was a world champion. We're not even.
He was a blackbird.
Okay, I'm not going to say that out loud, but
That's what it was. It was called the Blackbirds.
Stacey said JC Penney photo shoot. Yeah, that's exactly what it was like. It says free birds, sir, not $60 birds. I'm not seeing what the pictures cost. I'm not even going to get into that. But
That's pretty good.
That's what you should have said when you got up there. That'd been awesome.
what plays had the best fights? MSG, ECW Arena, the Omni, Archie Bunkers.
Okay, that's good.
Archie might have that.
You left
Meathead.
Coliseum, sir.
You left out the Mid-South Coliseum.
Richard says PS stood for pure sympathy in that moment. Also, Liger isn't special needs; he's Japanese. That's an inside joke from I won't explain right now, but good call there, Richard. That's a good callback, Richard, Mr. Comedian. He knows his. That's crazy that Rob knows the exact distance between him and Miss Texas.
I think you'll come to find Rob knows the exact distance.
I think she had him served with papers that had that figure on there. It's not just he didn't pull that out of the air.
He's got a TRO.
That's what
I said she was 8 miles away. I didn't say I couldn't go within 500 feet.
Standing there with his little boot box.
Hiding in the bushes. Playing some Steve Winwood.
I bet there is.
And I just yell at her, fat boy.
It's $1,600 for a mask. Someone's Corolla is getting towed this week.
Go home. All your shit's off.
We should have been checking this as we go. He's talking about Pat Tanaka. Pat looks like the heel Asian guy from Die Hard. 100%.
Oh, fuck.
That
that one got me.
I like that. Tugboat was Big Bubba in South. He certainly was, sir.
That is correct.
He was. Yeah, I always liked old Fred. He was there. Bless his heart, he's on a walker now. And there were a few guys on walkers that I wasn't expecting. Fred Ottman, I knew he'd had some troubles, but Mike Rotundo was on a walker when he come through.
That guy's been through a lot.
Yeah. He was at a table there with Taylor Rotundo, a.k.a. Bo Dallas. He had the Uncle Howdy mask there. And somebody asked me, like, are you going to get a picture of Uncle Howdy? I'm like, I liked Bo Dallas better than Uncle Howdy. Like, if I was
leave.
I was like, but I'm not even going to dare ask. Dude, it was like $200 or something to get your picture made with the New Age Outlaws. Like, I couldn't do it. Like, I wanted to get a picture with Road Dogg, but no, not that bad. God, him and Billy Gunn are so freaking tall. Yeah. Like, you just don't get on TV just how big those dudes are until you're like standing across from them and like both of them just tower over everybody. And Eric Watts, the three of them were standing together and they're all just huge people. How's Abdullah the Butcher doing? He's not doing well. He wasn't at this particular gathering, but from what I've seen lately, the pictures that the wonderful Hannibal was sharing around where Abdullah looks like he had been dead for 2 hours at that point.
I need you to say Mr. before you just say Hannibal. It's Mr.
So Jimmy Street said, Brandon, to tell you that he definitely is down. He wants us to do a watch along of that Hannibal movie. Even if we don't even air it, he just wants us
to get in on it.
I was like, all right, we might revisit that and let you join us because
hell yeah.
I said, dude, however bad you think it's going to be in your head,
it's
not
way
ready.
worse. Yeah, no, it's way
not
worse.
ready for that.
We only made it like 10 minutes into the thing.
Yeah, Rob tapped out. He was fucking.
I was done, dude. I couldn't go any fucking further, dude. I was just like,
did we even make it to the Dog the Bounty Hunter vampire? Did you even get to see that?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we unfortunately.
Yeah.
I watched that more times than I want to admit. So.
I know because you were.
It was twice. But.
So here's something weird for us to talk about, but I'm just going to mention. So as we're sitting in the hotel trying to find something to watch, and they had like Netflix and shit on there. The new season of that WWE Unreal had just came out, and I haven't watched any WWE programming in well over a year or more. But I always watch that, so I was like, fuck it, let's watch it. Rosie was like, yeah, we'll watch it. Won't give a shit. And I don't know, like I don't like watching their show currently, but I do kind of find that show interesting, even though I totally understand that's a show. So again, it's real. It's all the behind the scenes. No, it's what they want you to see behind the scenes. It's just another way of telling the story from a different angle. But it is interesting. You know, they showed Cena's heel turn and heel run. And kind of the thinking on some of that, and AJ Lee's return, and Oba Femi's rise from NXT up to Wrestle Lesnar, and the curse of the Vision, where Rollins and Braun Breaker and all those guys are all getting injured one behind the other, and it's an interesting show. Didn't make me want to watch the main show anymore or any less because I didn't have to sit through a 5-hour WrestleMania. I got the gist of it. They showed the behind the scenes of all the important stuff, but I don't know. I know Rob didn't watch that. Scotty, Brandon, either one of y'all watch that show?
I've seen some of the first episodes, but I haven't seen any of the current ones. It's pretty good. I mean, I'm with you on it. I a lot of people were bitching and complaining about it.
I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, this is the damnation of wrestling." It's like we're so beyond that now. Like, come on.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Exposing the business. The business is beyond exposed. There's no more exposing the fucking business. Fucking
no.
What are we saving at this point?
It's definitely that kind of stuff is definitely more interesting than the show is at this point. I mean, I'm with you on that.
That's my point. Is that I would rather see it from that angle than try to sit through the fucking shows at this point. But as Richard pointed out, and as I had posted earlier, and it was going all around social media, today is the 8-year anniversary of the passing of Brian Christopher. Of course, Brian Christopher, a huge part of both our USWA podcast and our Power Pro Wrestling podcast. It's been very interesting here in the last part of 91, seeing the heel turn of Brian Christopher and knowing that we're heading into what will be his breakout year as a heel in 1992. I'll never completely accept the idea that Brian committed suicide in that jail cell. I don't have enough direct knowledge of where Brian was in life when he passed away to say yay or nay or what, but I don't know, man. I find it hard to believe, but it is what it is. But man, 8 years, that seems unreal. It don't seem that long ago.
Time has a way of becoming distorted, I think, as we get older, to where, I mean, summer is basically, I mean, kids are already getting ready to go back to school, and you got all this stuff going on, and it's just like, where'd that go? And it's just as you get older, it begins to get like that. And you realize, hell, it's 8 years since he passed away. I mean, that's a long time ago, really, but 8
Yeah.
years is a flicker of time, you know?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, because I can remember being on shows with him and being around him around that time, and it doesn't seem that long ago, but everything's like that. I mean, you think about, all right, we're getting ready to go into the 3rd year of the USWA podcast that we're doing. It's like, fuck, we've been doing this for 2 whole years now. Like, really? Like,
Right.
wow, that's crazy. But I don't know. I mean, and I saw people last weekend that I had not seen. It'd been probably almost 8 or 10 years since I'd seen them, and it seemed like it. I'd just seen them yesterday. Although now they suddenly look a hell of a lot older than they did the last time I seen them. I'm sure they were saying the same thing about me. So yeah, very very interesting time. But man, that's been one of I said that in '93. 91 hasn't really featured Brian Christopher until we've gotten right here at the end. But boy, 92, he is going to be a centerpiece of the USWA show in 92. There's a lot of great Brian Christopher stuff coming up that I'm excited that we're going to be getting into. And speaking of the 91 USWA show, this next week will be the finale, the season finale of 1991, where we will have our kind of year in review. And if you remember last year when we ended 93, we had the awards. And so we're going to be doing that. I have invited Brandon to join us since he was there last week. And I know he's watched all the shows. I've asked him to join us and kind of give, maybe his awards. And I think it'd be kind of interesting. I know last year, even though BT wasn't a regular at that point, he joined us. It was me, Josh, Richard, and BT. And it was interesting to see everybody's different take on the year and what they named for each award. So I think, you'll kind of have an idea based on who said what throughout the year. But Brandon will be the wild card.
That'll be a good show.
Aren't going to know what he's going to say. So I think that's going to be fun.
Yeah, that'll be a great show.
Richard, he's welcome to join us if he'd like to. As well, but I know he's got some stuff going on this weekend. He's got a comedy show and this and that, so he may not be able to. But of course, you guys are welcome. Rob, Scott,
I always like listening to that show. That's one show I just enjoy listening to.
I'm looking forward to it. And this Saturday, I know we're live every Saturday, but this show we're going to be live. So pull the curtain back. We're not always live on Saturday morning.
But we're going live this week.
Sometimes we're not. But this Saturday, we will be live as live gets right there watching Power Pro. We're going to, and BT don't know this yet. Don't nobody tell him because he'll get all hot and bothered about it. But we're just going to do a watch along. I'm just going to hit play and we're just going to watch the show live Saturday morning and talk about it because, and I've been pitching this to him, Rob. I mean, you can have this discussion here out in the open in front of God and everybody here and they can chime in if they like. But I told him, I was like, dude, we cover so many of the segments on Power Pro. We just as well just do a damn watch alongs. We end up watching 3/4 of it in clips and we can't talk over them. I've gotten to where I've started showing them where we can talk over them. But rather than that, why don't we just watch it? And even though he says he hates watch alongs, he loved the Rumble on the River show that we did that was a watch along. So I'm of the opinion, why don't we just start doing a watch along instead of doing all these goddamn clips? Because I'm the one that's got to cut all these goddamn clips. So
I roll the way you guys roll. We're doing whatever we're doing.
All right.
It is, and we're literally live with this. This is 100% live, folks, because it is 10:14 p.m. and it is getting to be my bedtime.
and it's not like the parts of the USWA show that you don't want to listen to. It's not like you can't mute it and then talk over it and then turn it back on when you want to hear something else.
Right. I think it'd be easier just to do that, just to talk in some of the lulls, because the last couple of Power Pro shows, I was like, God dang, I'm clipping almost the whole flipping show. Why don't we just watch the damn thing? The USWA show, there are big chunks that you can do without. And they spend a lot of time, talking about the different towns they're going to be in and shit like that. So we'll see. But that's definitely what's going to happen Saturday morning. We're going to do a live watch along Saturday mornings. We hope everybody joins in, and we will actually try to acknowledge some of your comments since we'll actually be there. But we're
Yeah.
always there in spirit anyway. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap this one up? I could tell Rob was slowing down, and
Rob's done lost his stamina.
the low power light was coming on there, so we don't want
Batteries at 1%, brother. Batteries at 1%.
Scotty, anything you want to plug or mention or talk about or anything before we go?
No, I think you've already plugged all the shows.
He had that look on his face like, well, this is where I could ask if anybody could donate to my GoFundMe to buy some Viagra. This is where I could do it. This is where I could do it. And he just had that look on his face. And I thought, where are you going with this, Wentz? I was like, where are you going to go?
No, not today. I ain't got that website set up yet.
Okay. Let me know
All
when
right.
you do.
B-dubs.
Man,
got?
no. I thanks for giving us the rundown on the show. Was happy to hear about that. Glad you're back. Thanks for giving us the reins, or at least giving BT the reins for a week. It was cool, man. It was a cool change of pace, and it was obviously I had a lot of fun doing USWA, and I'm looking forward to doing it this weekend. And let's just keep rolling, man. I mean, whatever makes it easier on Gene and makes it more fun for everybody, that's what I'm here for, man.
Well, again, I appreciate you guys, and man, y'all do a great job with the world class stuff. Me and Brandon's having fun with ECW, and just a lot of cool stuff we got going on. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this show me and Rob's going to do about Larry Burton and the Selker.
I studied that case. I studied that case, bro. I studied that fucking case. Like in law school, I studied that case.
That's awesome. You're gonna get to put that to use again here very soon. I'm looking forward to
It was so fucked up, dude. It set precedent in Ohio. It made law, like the way that case was ruled on. It made law in Ohio. Tennessee was more like, man, you motherfuckers up there do what you want, but here's what we're doing down in Tennessee. And then it just started going crazier and crazier from then.
What's funny, I don't know about Selker, but I know Lawler thought, hey, I'm getting over on everybody, and he pretty much was. But Burton thought, oh, I'm getting over on these guys. And he's the one that just really shits and falls back in it when it's all said and done. And I think even Selker thought that he was getting a deal, but that's just because he bought into the way it was presented to him.
Well, yeah, I mean, if I came to you as a legitimate businessman and I came to you and I said, hey, Vince McMahon has said this is worth $6 million. Vince McMahon is the czar, so it must be worth $6 million.
We can get it for $2 million and then serve it up to him for $6 million. And it's like, why would Vince not cut out the middleman, asshole? Think about that.
And the worst thing to ever happen to Mark and his dad was that they knew Jerry Lawler from up in Cleveland.
And the most telling thing to everybody, and maybe nobody was privy to it but Lawler, Burton may not know the details, but the fact that Jerry Jarrett nearly tripped over himself when they said, we'll give you $250,000 sold. Jerry Jarrett was so happy to get out from under that shit for any amount of money that should have told him that thing wasn't worth dick, because Jerry Jarrett didn't sell it off fast enough.
And
I'm sure
the worst part about that whole case is the fact that Eugene Selker died penniless. Because of this case, he died penniless. But at the same time, caveat emptor, which means buyer beware. They should have gone to Memphis and they should have gone to those shows at the Big One Expo Center and realized, oh shit, this is a pig in a poke.
Yeah.
Due diligence, baby.
Yeah. Two things about that. At that point, Jerry Jarrett would have sold that thing for a 1985 Lincoln Continental and a bag of Crystal Burgers just to get up running. Yeah, honestly,
and some Red Man tobacco.
He considered $250,000 a win and a half. I'm quite sure. Mm-hmm. And Lawler was like, "I'm going to take these guys for a ride, but you don't have to go on that ride. You just take your $250 and keep it over there in Hendersonville." That's going to be fun.
Yeah, and with the exception of Rob, between me, you, and Brandon, the fact of USWA shutting down the way it did 97 was essentially our childhood wrestling.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
that was a sad
What-
day.
What 97 did for you guys was what happened to us on Black Saturday with Georgia. It was
Yeah.
the exact same thing. I remember turning that son of a bitch on at 5:05 because I was on Central Time. And I remember seeing Freddie Miller, and I was like, the fuck is this? Where is Gordon Soley? It was the same thing.
So we kind of talked about this, but not from this angle. And I'm not trying to start up a whole new conversation, but in Texas, like where Arc of an Angle is, where you guys are watching the world class turn into USWA, and then you're going to watch the USWA wind down, disappear abruptly one week, and from that comes Global. Like, as y'all start watching Global, how did you feel about that? Was you like, fuck, our wrestling died, and now there's this? I wonder if this is going to be good, or you just, I mean, we just happy
I
there was some
had moved before we got to that point. I'd already moved from Dallas to Midland, Odessa, and in Midland, Odessa, I was just getting what was on ESPN, and that was Global one day. And I think I had stopped watching at some point because I was getting ready to go to college, and I'd stopped watching, and then I turned it on one day, and I saw Mo Adib. And so with Skandar Akbar, and I was like, oh, well, this is cool. This must be New World Class, because that's what I thought. It was from, you could tell it was Sportatorium. So how I was wrong.
Global put Ahmed Johnson in a pair of Sabu pants and tried to make him a star, and it didn't pan out. And it took the genius of Vince McMahon to go, get them Sabu pants off of him. Put him in some tiny man panties halfway up his ass. Then he'll be a superstar. God damn it. I was like, whose idea was it to
from
put
your hips to your ankle.
this big dude in these little panties that he cannot keep out of his ass? It's like the worst, the absolute worst
Well,
thing.
there were some good workers in Global that people don't really think about. I haven't heard anybody talk about Sweet Daddy Falcone, and I thought he was very good. He was a
I
hell
was
of a
enamored with
worker.
him as a kid.
He was a
Really?
hell of a worker, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought Global
that-
was cheesy as hell, but Sweet Daddy Falcone came on and it was stop the show. Let's watch what he's going to do.
I really like Bonnie Blackstone.
That's fun. Well,
How in the world? That's what I want to know. I want to do a podcast on how did big ass Joe Pedicino pull that shit, because she was kind of hot.
yeah. Bert talked about that in his book some. And I gave that
Honey.
book away. I gave that book away to Josh Briley. But yeah, I think that was more a marriage of convenience and other things than attraction on her side anyway. But we won't disparage the non-living, bless his heart. Good old.
Might have had a chair in the corner. Nobody knows.
Oh, he's getting all cuckoldish over here.
Yeah,
Good
there you
Lord.
go. Well, all right, folks. Hey, one more thing, and then I promise we're gonna wrap this up. So I have decided. So I had a couple more people join the Patreon. I'm like, damn it, I gotta change these end credits. And I'm like, God damn it, I'm gonna be changing. So I had separate credits for every show. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna have to change like 6-7 sets of credits every time. So I've now made just one universal set of credits that's going to run at the end of every show, and it just lists all the hosts. But I've also intertwined some other randomness into the credits that people can look for. Every time I have to change these, not only am I going to add and take away names of patrons, but I'm also going to put some weird shit in there.
Some bitch is giving away Easter eggs here.
So you can keep an eye out for. Well, I'm just saying that so because I know most people see credits and automatically just click off. Well, keep an eye on them. There's some fun stuff in there. But thank you all for joining us, guys. Thank you for popping in here live on a Wednesday night and hanging out with me. And
yeah, man,
we will see you. I guess the next time you'll see us will be
Saturday
Archive?
morning.
Archive
Live from the archive is happening Friday night. We're going to get in and we're going to get 20-30 down and dirty with General Skandar Akbar. 9 o'clock. We're going to run at 9 o'clock Central Time on Fridays now. We're no longer going to be at 8. We're going to be at 9. We're going late night. We're wrapping them up pretty good. We don't spend maybe an hour there, if that. And so we wrap them up pretty quick. But that's what we're going to be looking at this week on Arc of an Angle. And then Saturday morning, live from the archive, the Retro Wrestling Review.
Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Looking around for BT as we fucking saw that right there. I mean, let me ask you a question. How do you lose a sponsor called Spunk Lube? How do you fucking lose a shitty ass, like, goddamn, like okay, like you lose, here's my question,
I guess the lube market is down, man. I don't think it was BT's. Market. Yeah, I don't think it was BT's fault that he lost it. I think the lube market was down. They were talking about they laid off 80 people. You imagine how much lube you'd have to sell to have 80 fucking people working there?
That's
2026.
That's what I mean.
Everybody's going in dry, man.
That's what I mean. Like, how do you lose that sponsor? Like, do people just, that's where I was going, not how did BT lose it? I'm saying, how do you lose that sponsor? Because people magically lubing themselves up now by themselves? They don't need any more? Is sex down? Somebody tell me what the fuck is happening.
Baby.
That's right.
What it is,
spit in the hand and make it happen.
Spit in the hand.
How much lube, and that's true. How much lube do you have to make and sell to employ 80 motherfuckers plus the C-suite?
Hold on. They just said 80 people got laid off, not that they had 80 employees, which means they had more than 80 people working there.
I want to know something. I want to know if I can test their product.
Yeah, I want to know who was working on
14 gallons of it. Asking for a sample size.
Who was working on the?
Well, he can't because he can't get any more free shit. He can't give me any. He can't get any more free shit.
He still has like a 12-gallon bottle in his house.
How do you know that?
He told us. He told us on a Patreon episode.
He's got a gas pump of this shit in the backyard.
No, seriously, when his friends would come over, he would make them little sample bottles and he would squirt it out of his tube and then send them home with it.
Stop right there. You just said he would squirt it out of his tube. You literally just fucking said that.
Dude,
they're squeezed.
I'm in the same town. It is now my goal to get a small bottle of Spunk Lube.
Well, you won't have to ask twice, sir. I'll clip this and I'll make sure
I fucking love. I love Brandon. Go ahead. I love Brandon for all of those reasons right there. And if you get some Spunk Lube, I'll come visit.
Oh, Jesus. Whoa. Is that a threat or a promise or a?
No, I'm gonna come pick up my half of the Spunk Lube.
I'll get you one too. Yeah.
Dude,
wait a minute. Does it make you spunky?
When we went to All In Chicago,
you took some with you, and
no. Hold on, he got shirts made that said All In with Spunk Lube and had the name of my podcast on there. He's like, "Hey, can you wear this because they helped pay for this trip?" And I'm like,
I had to spit my fucking drink out.
I'm like, okay, so I put this fucking shirt on, and we're getting ready. Me and Rosie's getting ready. United Center for wherever the fuck All In was. And she's like, "Are you really seriously wearing that out in public?" I'm like,
some little kids like, "Dad, what's Spunk Lube?"
So we go to during the day, we go to the convention part, Starcast, Conrad's part of this thing, and I'm walking around with this fucking shirt on, and I run into BT and his close friend at the time, Lance, and right out here, just in public, in front of God and everybody, he's like, "Hey, here you go." They sent us a bunch of free and he just hands me this Spunk Lube. And in the middle of the convention, there's all these people walking around. He's like, "Here, I brought this for you." And it's like a bottle of Spunk Lube. I'm like, just shoved it in a bag real quick. And
he shoved it in the bag.
We go walking, and Rosie go like, "What did he just give you?" I'm like, the shit on the shirt you're freaking out about? I was like, he just handed me a bottle of it out here in just the middle of fucking people. It's like, why is he giving you a bottle of lube? I'm like, because I guess they give them to him free. I don't know. The same reason he gave me a fucking Manscaped shaver. They just sent them, and he hands them out to all his podcast pals. I don't know. That was the grossest shit. Like, we got back to the room, and Rosie, no, so Rosie's like, "Why do we call this shit Spunk Lube?" And she squirts it out on the counter, and it looks exactly as it is described. It looked like somebody had spunked on the counter. And she's like,
Ugh.
"Oh my God, that is fucking." She's like,
Ugh.
"Who makes this shit?" And I'm like, I haven't questioned,
bro.
but yeah, he's just handing this. He was just handing this shit out like party favors. So we have to go that night. We like where the hotel was, where they're having StarCast, is like 25 minutes away from the arena where All In's happening. So we call an Uber and we go, so we get the Uber and I'm wearing the shirt, All In with Spunk Lube, and she's like, damn, could you not wear something over it or something? So we take the Uber over, and this old guy, he's like, where y'all headed to? Y'all going this wrestling over here? And all this shit. So we go, and this thing's on a Sunday night. It gets over with like around 9:00. Famously, 9,000 people have gone to this thing. And when you come out of there, the area of town this is in at 9:00 at night, there's no fucking Ubers around. There's 9,000 people, probably 6,000 of them are looking for Ubers, and there's like 4. We can't get a fucking ride back to the hotel. I'm like, what the fuck are we gonna do? There's no cabs around. There's no, because it's it's not in like downtown Chicago.
What's the weather at that point?
Weather's fine.
Okay,
but you're not gonna walk back to this place. So
because if it was cold, that's bad when it's cold up there.
Yeah. Nah, it was like September. It wasn't bad.
Okay.
Not for me anyway. So only person I know in town is BT. So I call BT. I was like, hey man, like we're fucked. Like we don't have a ride back. We can't get an Uber back to the hotel. And he sounds real out of it. And he's like, oh yeah, man, we've already left. Like we're already almost to the hotel. I'm like, oh, well, okay. Hang up. And she's like, what'd he say? I was like, well, we're fucked. He said he's already almost back to the hotel. So she's like, okay. So we're still scrambling around trying to find an Uber or something.
Hold on a minute. At that point, man, he wouldn't even come back and get you.
Hold on. Don't fucking let me finish the story.
Okay.
5 minutes later, the phone rings. He says, hey, where are y'all at? I'm like, we're right outside the arena here. He said, okay, we're on our way back. And so they come back and we find them. We get in the car. And he's like, hey, sorry. The first time you called. So apparently he's told this story a few times, but apparently his blood sugar crashed during this thing. And he like damn near like she shows up to pick him up and he like is on the ground or something, has to get out and get him in the car and give him a candy bar and try to bring him back to life. So as I call in the middle of that, he doesn't really know what the fuck's going on. And he hangs up the phone and she's like, who's that? He's like, it's Gene. Oh, what did he want? Well, they're stuck at the arena and they can't get an Uber. And did you just tell them we're back at the hotel? Well, yeah, we're almost here. And she's like, we're just going to fucking leave them over there. And he's like, well, they'll find a way. And she's like, probably not. Let's go back and get them. So when we get in the car, he's like, hey, y'all should thank Misty for coming back. Cause I was so out of it. I was just fixing to go to the hotel and go to bed. And she insisted that we come back and get you. So to this day, I'm a huge fan of Miss Misty because we might still live in Chicago now, like under a bridge, had she not.
With a shirt that says "You're all in with Spunk Lube."
Yeah, that would have went horribly if we'd had to like thumb a ride wearing that fucking shirt.
Nothing good could have happened.
Absolutely not.
That's how every fucking Dateline NBC episode starts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was walking down the highway at 3 a.m. with a Spunk Lube shirt on.
It was a clear night, and apparently Mr. Jackson had on a all in with Spunk Lube.
I was gonna say that fucking weird guy on there, like, and you were wearing a shirt that said Spunk Lube.
Spunk Lube, huh? Oh,
all in, you say? Well, it certainly was all in on that fourth stabbing, wasn't it?
Oh man, damn it, boy! That's some small town murder shit right there.
There you go. And hey, if you guys listen to this show that me and Rob do about the USWA thing, and you like it, if you want us to do more true crime and legal things involving wrestling, if you got suggestions, send them to us, and we'll look them up and we'll do shows about them. Because like I say, I'm serious about us. I think there's a lot more fun to be had, more interesting things we can do than just wait around for interviews. And when they surface, when there's somebody we can interview, great, let's do it. But in the meantime, there's other cool stuff we can do, and that's what we'll do. And if there's not a show every week, listen to one of the it's impossible. That's what I was telling Jimmy. I was like, it's like nobody can listen to all the shit we put out every week. It's
Nope.
just there's not enough hours in the fucking day. So,
Well,
you know.
Scotty's been goddamn marathoning.
yeah.
I do listen to everything. So
Yeah.
I at least listen to everything Gene's on. That sounds so good, didn't it?
Bless your heart.
Sorry.
You're a good man.
Didn't necessarily mean it like that, but yeah.
Scotty, I don't think we
Yeah.
need to worry
I listen-
about the spunk lube, my friend.
I listen to all Gene's shows. I listen to about half of BT's stuff, and I listen to you guys' stuff too. But hell, we ain't had anything.
He's like, I listened to one of Rob's shows that time.
Yeah, I listened to Beyond Wrestling once.
That was
but-
enough.
Damn, I was going to buy a
I'm caught up
house.
on
And
everything.
Conrad was on there, so he helped me with buying my house, and so that was pretty good, you know. But other than that, fuck. That Conrad show, hey, that was one of my favorite shows to do. Conrad
That
was
a
great on Beyond
episode.
Wrestling.
Hell yes.
Oh, he was fucking great on there.
Yeah, he's definitely
so,
the
you
best
know,
guest you've had.
I think a lot of our shows too are going to be like anything else. They're going to get discovered much later.
Yeah.
You know, because there's so much white noise right now that you have to cut through. They're going to get discovered much later, and people are going to come back and they're going to go, oh shit, and then they're going to wind up. I mean, look, I discovered you 2 years after the fact, Gene.
Yeah.
I had to go back and start listening to shit, and there's references that you make that I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Yes.
I've
And some of
listened to
that's
all of
not
our
design.
stuff. I'm at the point now that I'm actually listening to Ray Russell stuff just to cover up the time until we get new stuff that comes out.
Hey guys, well, fuck, you'll never get through. I mean, dude, you think we're cranking out a lot of shit every week? He's cranking out, and he's on every goddamn bit of it. So
Yeah,
I
but
don't know- I don't know how he manages
that's
it.
his shoot job though. That's his shoot job. If this was your shoot job, Gene, and and there was a time, of course, that you were, you know, struggling unemployed and you know, all that stuff, but that's when you were really putting everything into that content, but that content wasn't going to pay the bills because it's not going to pay off till much, much, much later.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of the way it works unless you're already established. And I mean, Zarek is figuring that out right now too with Burn 'em Up and with giving out free game and all that stuff. Getting that following is harder than people think.
Indeed. And remind me once this show ends to tell you something about that I won't say while we're here live. So here it is, folks, our new credit roll. So see if you see any fun little Easter eggs in there. And we will see you Friday night. I don't know if I'll be here or not. If I'm invited, I may
God
show
damn
up.
it, we
If not,
changed the time for you.
I'll try to be there unless they tell me fuck off. They got enough of me tonight. They had to put up with me for an hour and a half tonight, so I may be asked not to show up Friday night.
Never enough of you, Gene.
But
Never
we'll
enough,
see you.
Gene.
We'll see you Friday night. What's the name of that show, Brandon?
What?
What's the name of that show
Friday.
that Rob does on Friday night?
On Arch of an Anal.
There it is.
I was like, caught me off guard.
Oh god.
I keep every time he says it in another show, it's like, oh, I can just hear it. Like he's almost like it crosses his mind. Like there's a delay, you know, everything comes out fast. He starts to say arc of an angle, and he's like, arc of an angle.
Of an angle.
He's going to slip
That's
one night.
fun.
It's gonna
Hey,
slip.
that's-
It's gonna slip.
That's
It's gonna
funny
slip.
as shit. That's funny as shit too. But you can kiss my ass. But it's funnier than shit. I got to tell you.
Oh.
Now I'm gonna fuck up and say it one time. Welcome to Arch of
That's
an
the
Angle.
goal. That's the goal.
Sponsored by Spunk Lube.
And
You gotta
the
back
fact
that
that in
up.
our group chat is that's how we refer to it. It's enough right there.
I
So
did that.
That's why, God damn it, I thought Brandon was just fucking a little bit dumb because he said, "Hey, are you doing Arch on Friday night?" And I thought it's
What's the
spelled
rib?
ARC, motherfucker. But okay. And then he's like, "That's why are you doing Arch?" Fuck
awesome.
y'all. God
That's
damn it,
awesome.
fucking ribbing me. Fucking ribbing me.
I did that to Neil. They've got a group of wrestlers at APW, these black guys, and they're called the Culture Project. And then we were doing the production meetings. I kept calling them the Culture Club. And by the end of the night, Neil called them Culture Club, and he couldn't remember why. He's like, "What?" He's like, "No, that's not the name. Why did I say that?" I was like, "Because I've been putting that in your head for the last 2
Hey,
hours."
We're in trial one time, and the defense lawyer gets up, and our client's name is Brittany Wagner, and he's up there and he's giving his closing argument, and he says, "And I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Britney Spears never once Never once. Fucking jury starts rolling at a point where it's like she never pulled the knife out of him. And he fucking calls her Britney Spears. Jury starts rolling. And this is at a climactic moment and he doesn't know why.
Oh my god, that's crazy. That's funny.
Oh, that would be awful.
All right,
Arch of an Anal is Friday night, y'all.
BT's not here to give his closing line, so Brandon, let's get the one from ECW. It's my new favorite.
See ya.